Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to talk about growth. I know that so many of us have been trying to grow spiritually, have been trying to grow mentally and everything. But today, I'm going to talk about something that really happened to me. We don't always talk about something that happened behind the scene all the time. We always try to figure out the personal stuff, the growth. But how about all the tough times we've been fighting through ourselves to make sure that we can get to a particular height? Okay. Number one, I need to tell you about my personal growth. It does not really happen. It does not just come surprisingly, just like that. You need to work on it. So there was a point in my life when I felt very, very stuck, that I was not doing things right, and I had to work on myself. Yes, so I had to I had to ask myself if I'm actually growing intentionally. And I figured out that no, I wasn't. If I was learning from my mistake, I figured out that I wasn't. I recognized it. Immediately I recognized it, I stood up and said, I want a change. That is when I started being intentional. I was aware of what was going on. I was aware about all the situations that I started working on myself. I started working on my emotions. I started working on my mental health. This is one of my biggest area, that I had to work on. There was a day that I felt very overwhelmed, like I was not even balancing my faith, my relationship, my business. Responsibility felt very, very heavy on me because I'm supposed to do almost everything. So I had to learn. I had to learn what triggered me, what stressed me out, what's actually different aspects of life. So I started putting them down. I started working on them step by step. How to set boundaries, how to know when to say no, how to protect my energy. That was something really, really dear to me. And real growth, you need to be intentional about everything, including your habits, right? Okay, the next one was emotional growth, self-awareness and discipline. This is another part that is very, very important. Another part again that is also important is spiritual growth. My dear, as a human being, I don't know your religion, but for me, my spiritual growth is very, very important. And spiritual growth always reflect on every aspect of my life. So that's why you need to work on that too, not only your physical appearance all the time, right? Character is important. So I basically trust God over everything, right? I was being consistent in prayer, reflecting on how everything, my decision making in my life, I put Him first in everything I do. That is how things started turning out differently for me. That apart. So now let's talk about also financial decisions. You reflect on that, spiritual support, my personal life and my professional growth and my habits all aligns together. That is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make them aligned together, because trust me, everything you think in your mind, everything you do, navigate every area of this point, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, everything. So there's some practice you need to let go. You're supposed to unlearn some things and learn good things that is going to magnify your life to a greater level. Do you understand? So that is it. Okay, now it's not about motivation all the time. Right? Put in the work. Put in the work. Be consistent with your action. Right? Be consistent with your action. Real growth does not come over time. You work on them. It's not easy. These are habits that you've lived with for a very long time. Right? Work on them. I have shared my journey. Yes, it's not perfect enough. My journey is not perfect enough, but I'm still working on myself over time. Sometimes I get overwhelmed, unsure, and tired, but I still want to grow. Do you understand? Yeah, my advice I'll tell you personally about my personal growth. Be patient with yourself. Learn your struggle. Don't ignore them. Protect your mental health. Very, very important. Your mental health, your spiritual health. Focus on small, consistent steps you take. Your growth won't always be very visible, but little step matters. So I'm closing with this little point of mine. I love to hear so many stories from other people and their experience, but I'm glad that today I've actually dropped few points of mine. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and comment, because I'll be talking about more of my personal experience on this channel. So subscribe and turn on your notification button on this channel. Thank you for listening to me, to listening to my story. I hope I've encouraged and teach someone